Hello there, beautiful beings of YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Art by Lara Renee. My name's Lara. I'm an artist based in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm on a mission to remind people how powerful they really are through the choices that they make. And today I'd like to share with you one of my pieces from the self-reflection series. This is called Alight, My Passion. And so you can see me in the mirror in the middle here. This particular piece is about what you think about comes about, where you put your focus. It's almost like a spotlight of where we direct ourselves, our thinking, our thoughts, our feelings. It comes from the core center of within us. And whatever we do in our lives, whatever we say, whatever we think and feel, it radiates out into the world, and it can change the way that we perceive the world, and vice versa. If our focus is on what's happening out in the environment, it can change how we feel on the inside, and then that radiates back out into our lives. This particular piece I've created was at a time that I was feeling a little bit lost about what I was doing with my life. I just had a baby, and I needed to change the way things were and the way that I was carrying myself through this life. And one of my favorite things to do was just to smush paint around, and I was engaging with a few groups in the community as I was taking my daughter out to community workshops and play groups and meeting other mums and giving her an opportunity to play with other kids in the community. And one of those groups of people was always talking about, how love is really important and where we put our focus. And I thought that was quite an interesting concept. So I created a few pieces based on this particular idea of where we are on our insides and how that radiates out into our world. I've used some really dynamic colors. I've used red, orange, yellow and gold in this particular piece because it was about me looking for my passion. What is it that makes me me? And ironically, it's creating artwork. So this is a piece here that's meant to reflect how we need to have something to focus on to begin with. Like, we need a goal, we need something to look forward to. And there's some of us out there that are kind of drifting along and letting life push us along. I was kind of one of those people until I had my daughter, where I felt that I needed to be a little bit more focused with my energies, and the life wasn't just about me anymore. So whatever I chose to do with my life, it had an impact on my daughter as well. So I really needed to think about what I was doing. And so I created this little piece. Initially I didn't have the mirror in there, and it was meant to just say that we have this sacred space within us. Different religions call them different things, different belief systems call them, a different thing, but essentially it's all focused on this part of us that's eternal and is beyond our limitations. And it's also, you can see the art is very almost like an explosion. It's like somebody's just thrown something on the ground and it's exploded. Now, before I put the mirror in there, I could see the chaos outside, and just in the middle was this beautiful sweet spot. It was plain, there was no paint, it was just to remind me of that place and space that's peaceful. And this is the place that is the most powerful to create from. If we're in amongst chaos, we end up creating more chaos, and we're digging deeper holes, and we need to find a way of getting out of it. And the best way that I can explain that is by finding, not even just finding, but actually creating the space in which to have a calm and relaxed mind. So I did quite a few in the series that would look at just having a blank part on the canvas, and it's actually quite unsettling, because all I wanted to do was fill that space in, and that's the nature of nature bores the vacuum. So if there's a space there, you end up wanting to fill it, and what better way to fill it with than things that mean things to you. Sometimes we're so focused on what other people are doing, saying, thinking, whatever, and our focus is external, so we're looking outwards, and what that's doing is filling up our space, and then we're radiating it out, and it doesn't feel right or doesn't feel natural. And that's when I sort of had a turning point of deciding, well, this doesn't belong to me, that's not my stuff. I want whatever's in my realm, in my world, to belong to me. And it's, starting with the inside first. And so I decided to put the mirror in there because, when you look at things like Kung Fu Panda is coming to mind. There's a few other martial arts stories out there. There's the warrior archetype that has the same message. But essentially, you are the center of your life. You're the creator, you're the author. And when you can recognize that, it gives you much more empowerment and feeling that you have control over your life, as opposed to letting life happen to you. So I decided to put the mirror in the center, and whenever you look at the piece, you are the center. You are the center of your universe. You are the main character and creator of your life, and everybody else is kind of playing a role that's contributing to your story. So the Kung Fu Panda movie, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but the gist of it is Kung Fu Panda ends up being initiated into, he's the hero of the story. He was an unlikely hero, and his passion was driven towards, everything. He loved the famous five, and he knew everything about them, and they all thought that they were going to be the hero, but it ended up being Kung Fu Panda. And there was a particular scroll that was really important. Everybody was scrambling, good versus evil, scrambling to find this particular scroll. And when Kung Fu Panda actually grabbed it and opened it up, it was a reflective piece of metal with nothing inscribed in it. And essentially it was saying that he's the power. Whatever he's seeing inside that blank canvas is a projection and a reflection of who he is on the inside of his mind. And this is what I'm trying to get through with these this particular series is, when we create art, we're telling a story, and then when you're viewing the piece, you're either receiving the story or you're projecting your own ideas onto it. So the mirror here is just reflecting you back to you. Some of us are really driven and have an understanding of what it is that we want to do with our lives, and we map it all out and everything goes to plan, or it doesn't, whatever. And then there's others, which I kind of fell into that category, which I kind of drifted and sort of fall into things rather than actually planning them. But since having a child, it's changed the way that I do stuff. So I wanted to share this piece with you because it doesn't matter where you are in life. You're never too late to make a start. If you're breathing, you're still learning, you can do it. You don't have to be limited by anything, even your own thoughts. And this particular piece is designed to remind you of how powerful you really are, remind you of your passion, and remind you of the things that make you feel alive. Now I can see here that it is a little bit of an explosion, and I created some contrasting colors. So I used purples up against the yellows and golds as a way of showing strength through all the adversity. Because no matter what happens, you know, we're always going to have something to challenge us, and that's how we react to it. And if we can remember why we're doing what we're doing, it makes the challenge a little bit easier to deal with, and we're learning lessons. We're not kind of failing. We're coming from rather than chaos creation, we're coming from a calm and conscious creative way of being. And this is what I want to share with everybody through my work, that you need to move out of that chaos into a state of calm, and then once you're calm, you're able to create better, because you can hear better and think with more clarity. So if you like this piece, you know, give it a like. It is available on my website, and I would love to hear your feedback or your interpretation of what you see in the piece. It is a particular piece that you can hang on the wall, either in portrait or landscape.